Yo, yo.
Drums.
Hey guys, hey, it's Del from Unit Fitness Leeds, and I just wanted to share with you my fitness journey, how I started here in August 2011 and I'm currently here in August 2018. So in that 7 years period, I have come a long way with my training. I have tried near enough everything and anything, and I can actually say today that I think I may have found something that actually works for me. At the end of this video, I will show you what it is that I currently do. It might work for you, it might not, but I can guarantee you that this one thing will get you a step closer to your dream physique. But firstly, I'm going to share my, my fitness story from when I started in August 2011 and why I started. So at the time, the craze was for, most guys who tend to get the girls were all muscly, and they always seem to be, quite tall guys as well. I wasn't tall, I'm 5'7", but I thought the muscle thing, I can give it a go. At least if I'm going to be short, I'm going to have some muscles in me. So I thought I best join the gym and start training. When I say join the gym, there was a Fitness First that was around mine that I went to. So they offered 7-day free passes, which I pretty much took advantage of. Sorry, Fitness First. Well, basically they had these 7-day passes, and I got one for every week for a full year. That's 52 weeks, and I got one. Somehow I'm blagged with a different identity every week. I don't know how I did that, but I made it happen. Anyways, as well as that, I also had my college gym, which I went to. So I had an option there. So whilst I was at college 3-4 days a week, I was able to, use the gym in the meantime. And yeah, so actually, this is what I did for the first month before I actually even joined the gym. So I was doing press-ups and sit-ups at home. So every day I'd do probably a few hundred press-ups, up until a point where I was doing 1,000 a day. So think of it this way: you're watching a TV show, there's an advert. What I did with that little space was the press-ups. So sometimes I do up to 100, get 100 done, sit back down, watch, the next scene of the show. Goes on a break again, I do another few hundreds. So I just did that for a few hours, and before you know it, you rack up 1,000 or just by doing a few hundreds in the morning before you go to bed during the day. So I was slightly almost training my chest through the entire day, and obviously sometimes I'd also do the same with sit-ups. So whenever I went to a friend's house or family friend's house, something like that, I'd do the same thing whilst I was there, and that tended to work for me for a while until I actually did get my join the Fitness First gym, where I was able to attend the gym and actually weight train then. So as well as doing that at the time, I had some access to YouTube, so I was able to watch certain videos of fitness enthusiasts, showing how to train and things like that. So when I joined the gym, you could say one of my motivations at the time was to essentially get girls. I can say that's the same for most guys and girls nowadays who started at some point. I would say that their motivation would have been to almost attract the opposite sex. But anyways, that's another issue. Anyway, so I joined this gym, and what I tend to do on a day-to-day basis, essentially for the first year where I was training 3 to 4 times a week, was I'd literally go in the gym, obviously do the normal bits of getting changed, no stretching whatsoever, go straight into a cardio, where I do 15 minutes of running. When I say running, I don't mean like just jogging, full on running.
How many of y'all mama been good? She cooked that collard green, fat back meat, cornbread, and 2 biscuit with a corn on the cob.
You know, when you're out of breath after 1 minute, when you're just going, I've got shin splints, the full work, but I was just going, I just did that for 15 minutes. At this point, I'm dripping in sweat, but phase 2 of the mission is to hit every single machine in the gym for a couple of sets. For how many reps? 10 was my lucky number back then, so I just chose 10 and just did 10, 10, 10. So I'm gonna do about 5-6 sets of 10 on every single machine, which tend to take a few hours if you think about it. It literally usually takes around 3 hours doing every single machine. And with the weights, sometimes I'll just start at the top, a lighter weight, and work my way down to the heaviest weight. And I tend to do that for the leg press machine especially. I don't know why, I just always did legs first and then everything else after, because that's what I actually enjoyed on legs. It was just boring. No one actually likes doing legs, so scrap that. Anyways, after that, I'll have like a 5-10 minute break, and then I'll go into a strongman class or any class going on at the time and just get involved. So this will usually go on for around 45 minutes to 1 hour, which, if you think about it, is a long period of time. But I just did that because I thought, yeah, the more I'm burning or the more work I'm doing, the better I'm gonna look. So that kind of motivated me and pushed me to want to do more in these I guess, small sessions. And then after the sessions, I tend to do a bit more cardio, and then I walk on, which tends to take around half an hour. So that's like me spending most of my day at the time at the gym. Hence why I was only, I guess, able to go around 3 times a week. So after a year of training this way, and after 52 sessions, because I counted every single session, because I just thought, yeah, if I keep track of it, it might just help me out somehow. So I just did that anyway. So after that 52 sessions, I looked like this. It wasn't great, but at the time I was loving a bit of abs. I mean, my chest went the biggest, my back was literally, that's not a back, that's just a massive V, and my top back, which is nothing. Anyways, so I had that. To me, that was a big deal at the time. I was enjoying training. I had literally every single day. If the sun's out, best believe I'm wearing a stringer. That's what it's about. Anyways, so I did that for a year. In my second year of training, I learned a little bit more from my YouTube video watching. So I just kept on training as normal, the same training split, still no free weights up until, I guess, around halfway through year 2. That's when I decided, okay, maybe it's about time I started some free weights. So I started doing some dumbbell work, doing, I guess, cleans, doing some squats with just a bar and a bit of weights in it, and obviously doing like push presses with a barbell, and just light stuff like that. That, I mean, almost takes a no-brainer to do, but I did that, and that stuff like helped me a little bit. And at the time, I had a friend who was also getting into training, so I trained with him sometimes. We'd go for runs and things like that, and obviously I found that motivated both of us. But as well as that kind of training, I was also doing some home training. So I'll do press-ups, get like my cousin to sit on my back, I'll do some press-ups, do some squats on my shoulders, or just get a mad pump and do, I guess, running on the spot, running around the house, or anything. I just did little stuff like that for another year, which helped me out a little bit, and also got my physique up a little bit more to level 2, as I would call it. So at this point, I was done with college and moving over to university, where I joined the University of Leeds in September 2013. So at this point, I was loving my training. Everything was going well, but then I got introduced to alcohol. I'd never drank before, and it did seem like a big deal to me. So I guess I got swayed just a little bit. So I was drinking 4 to 5 days a week, and then trying to, I guess, train the next day, which was never good. But anyways, I got myself there. My hangovers weren't that bad at the time, actually. It was almost non-existent, but I still, I guess, made it to the gym and got my sessions in, and everything was going great. But then I realized that my physique almost stalled in that year, and I didn't gain anything. But I guess I was training the same. And I remember someone saying to me back then, if you train the same, remain the same. And I realized I was doing exactly the same thing every single day. I wasn't progressively overloading at all. I didn't even know what that was, but I just thought, if I go in every day, do the same weights, the same way, or do it better, that's something, for the same amount of reps and sets, obviously, that's something better than nothing. So I just did that anyway. So after that period, the year beginning in September 2014, so it's like a second year of being at uni, I decided that, okay, well, I want to cut back on drinking, but focus a bit more on my training. So I went back to my YouTube forums and just, I guess, put more details, I focused on that a little bit more, learned a bit more, and I guess that kind of helped me with my training a little bit, because around that period was when I actually started squatting. I was doing box squats and all of that, and I actually got a proper training split as well. So I was doing legs on Mondays, chest on Tuesdays, back on Wednesdays, shoulders on Thursdays, and arms on Fridays. So I was pretty much following this routine weekly, but I was still drinking and I guess having quite a lot of takeaways without having any idea, I guess, how to track my macros properly. But along the line, I did learn a little bit more. But I was going very wrong with macro tracking, obviously, because I was tracking the actual weight of the thing as the macro. So if I had 50 grams of rice, I tracked 50 grams of rice as 50 grams of carbs, which went wrong really easily because I ate quite a lot of carbs and put on quite a lot of weight, which wasn't necessarily good weight, but I learned my lesson, and obviously I learned how to do things properly. So come 2015, I started hearing about this, actually paused that, this is how I looked around that 2014 period. Come 2015, I learned about this bodybuilding show that I wanted to get involved in. It's called Mass SBC. It's for students, I guess to compete against other students across the UK. So I took part in that show. I never prepped before. I didn't know what I was doing. So it took me quite a bit of research to learn about how to get ready for the show, what the right ways to go about it. So I eventually learned how to do those things from YouTube. Literally, you can find anything on YouTube nowadays, it's crazy. Anyways, I learned how to do that on YouTube. I got told, if you want to prep, 8 weeks is like a good time to prep for. So I thought 8 weeks out, I'll start getting ready. Bearing in mind I had exams and things, but I thought I just won't let it get to me too much. I'll just take it easy, which is bullshit. I flopped hard for the first 4 weeks. I cheated every single day. It's almost like me saying I need to eat clean meant have a takeaway every single day. I did that, lost a bit of weight because I was doing quite a lot of cardio as well. But then for the last 4 weeks, I decided to, I guess, treat things better, and I focused a little bit more, and I ended up competing and coming second place at the show, which I look like this. I mean, it looks all right, but my legs were non-existent. Literally no leg lines or anything like that. Anyways, this, I guess, loss pushed me to want to do better the following year. So I trained hard for the next year, and I focused more on, on building more muscle. So in order to build that muscle, what I did was I bulked. I know a lot of people would say bulking's not the best thing to do, but I did that because I thought, can't necessarily go wrong with it really. All I'm doing is trying to put on some more muscle, and which means I can eat more every day. So best believe I was on that. I did it, I put some muscle on. My training split was still the same, but I learned a little bit about progressively overloading, so I was mostly, I guess, during most sessions trying to go for 1 rep max, which was putting quite a lot of stress on my muscles. So there's always points where I'd have like a week off after every 3-4 weeks. Not knowing this was called a deload week at the time, I was just doing it because I thought, no, I can't be asked for a week, let me just rest. But anyways, I did that for a while, then I competed in 2016 where I came first place with a much better physique. And as you can see, it is, I guess, better looking, and that was my best, I guess, look at the time. So ever since then, I guess since 2016 to now, and what I've been doing is I bulked up a little bit. So on stage that day, on both days even, I was around 82, 83 kg, and I guess my normal walking around weight at the time was 87 kg, which I thought was quite a lot for a guy who was 5'7". So I stayed at that weight for 87 for a little while. I thought if I want to put on muscle, I need to get bigger and I guess lift bigger weights. So my goal was to bulk quite a lot, get my working weights in every setup, and get my 1 rep max off. So what I did was I bulked up from 87 kg over to 101. I was at my heaviest. Literally, I felt like a walking blubber at this point, but it's fine. I got there in the end. But anyways, got there at this point, I was able to bench 160 kg for 1.5 reps. 3, 2, 1, power. Something. Deadlift 230.
Up. Up, up. Come on. There you go. Big man. Another one.
And I I squatted 200 for the first time, which was great. So I decided at this point, I decided if I need to get back on stage. If I do, and for my height, I needed to be 82, 83 maximum. So I need to lose quite a lot of weight from this point to get down to, I guess, stage weight. So I tried the best I could, cutting down. Bearing in mind, at this point, this was around 2018 January. At this point, so I'd bought for a year basically. So at this point, I thought, yeah, I'll get my weight down slowly. I'll start in January. I was trying my hardest. It was so hard. I got to 91 kg at Body Power, which was around May this year. I looked like this. I thought I looked amazing, and I felt ready for the stage. But obviously, I had another 10 kg to go, which I just couldn't be bothered doing. So I kind of crashed and burned around 91. So I'm currently around that 91, 92, 93 period at the moment, and I'm trying to sort of like stay there because I think that's what I look good at. So my goal at the minute is to sort of like stay at 92 or 93 for the next year and compete next year instead of, I guess, force myself to lose another 10 kg, which took me a while to lose in the first place. So the training split that I used, and I guess the nutrition sort of like plan that I used to get me to where I was I was always in a calorie surplus. I was getting in enough protein, and I was making sure I was splitting my meals through the day. So a lot of people would say, oh, I'll have 3 meals, 6 meals, or 9 meals, or whichever. Oh, the more meals you have, the better. I kind of agree and disagree with that, because obviously whilst I was bulking, I was pretty much having 3 hefty meals and just big size meal, because I thought that's all like I'm getting all of those calories. But if you're a person who likes smaller meals, then by all means have 6, 9 meals if that works for you. But if you don't have the time, I was a student, I was studying, I don't really have the time to be faffing around with 6 Tupperwares in my bag as well as all my books. So 3 meals kind of did it for me. So like I said, that helped me put on the size. But from the training side of things, I started a legs push pull split around 2017 January period, which really worked for me because it allowed me to hit each muscle group at least twice a week. And obviously I get that one day off when I'm able to rest and then sort of like take my mind off things for a day and then recharge, and obviously then repeat on the next week. Don't get me wrong, it gets really hard, especially if you don't like training certain muscle groups, but this split forces me into doing that and making sure I'm doing the right thing each time. And I also incorporated a progressively overload sort of like a scheme. So every sort of like week or month, I'm making sure I'm doing better than the previous week, or some sessions I feel like I've got more in the tank than I did the previous week, and I've pushed myself a lot more in those sessions to, I guess, make use of those extra energy that I've got at the time. But yeah, so I've been doing that for, I guess, the past year or so, and my plans for the minute is to compete next year, 2019, in a few natural bodybuilding shows. And so just clarifying a few things, I focus on food, supplements, pretty much a near enough no for me. I don't really agree with supplements that much, because I think, one, they're a waste of money, and two, a lot of people do misuse them. So unless you're in a position where you're not able to get in your meals, I wouldn't recommend using, I guess, supplements. They're literally meant to be supplements, not replacements. So bear that in mind before you go out buying a massive stack or just wasting all of your money. If you've got time to eat, man, trust me, there's a lot of people out there who can't eat. Just make use of it, and you will literally feel so much better for it. Especially with like carbs and things like that, I found when I have more carbs, I feel a lot more full. I feel better compared to, I guess, drinking a shake or something. You would never get the same feeling. So like I said, I've been training for 8 years now, and that's my story. I hope that can help some people out there to show that, I guess, if you put your mind to it, you should be able to get yourself or make a change to yourself in some way. So I guess that's the end of the story, guys. If you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me, comment down below. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe to our video. Thank you very much.